All right, hey Scorpio. This will be your love reading for now till the end of the month. All right, let's see what's going on for Scorpios out there. Scorpios and their love situation. Scorpios. Scorpio. Oh, all right. Okay. Huh, they keep coming out in pairs. I like it. Okay. We do have Temperance at the bottom of the deck. I love this Temperance card. I think it's really, really beautiful. All right, let's see. Okay. So Scorpio, I've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords straight in the center here. So I feel like, with the Eight of Pentacles and Six of Swords, you're probably really working on getting away, getting away from a situation like, that's been troubling you, really. And I feel like you're very much into working on your security. You could be saving for something for your home, or saving to move, or saving to, buy a home, some of you. You're very interested in your security right now and working towards that. And you're very interested in moving away from issues, that have been troubling you. The only thing with this particular Six of Swords I will mention is that it's like the sun is above this, like the boat leader, which is like kind of like the wise, master, okay? And the female holds in her hand a box. It always reminds me of, I don't know if that's what they intended on the card, but it reminds me of Pandora's box. So it's like a fine line that you are treading. It's like, let the wisdom, steer you away from things. You're still, though, kind of worshiping this box and holding on to it, and it's like so hard to resist. So, but if you open it, it's going to be Pandora's box. So you got to be very, very careful. Is what I see with this. Um, Again, I see like just a ton of like work like that you're putting in. You have the Seven of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands. So the thing is, with the Seven of Pentacles, there it's very much a sense of nurturing, this little treelet, because this wise woman knows that this little tree is going to grow into a massive tree of shelter, of protection, of all kinds of bountiful type life that it will give in many ways. So that's a beautiful thing. The dog sleeping at by her side too, shows her loyalty to this. So it's like I feel like you're loyal to this. You're loyal on building some sort of foundation. The only thing I would caution is with the Ten of Wands here, and again, this kind of ties in, I feel, to this like kind of Pandora's box kind of scenario. Is with the Ten of Wands, it's like kind of walking down the path, haphazardly, like with no real goal. Okay, because it's like this person's carrying all these sticks. They're in front of their eye, like they can't even see where they're going. So it's kind of metaphorical, So it's good to like see where you're going, because then you can drop those wands and just pick up one and get going, because now you can see the path that's in front of you. Your eyes aren't blocked, and you can see very clearly where you're headed. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The recent past here, and we have a past person most likely, and a separation. We have the Six of Cups with the Five of Pentacles. So it's like possibly you were left out in the cold by someone from the past, or maybe it's just about separation or distance, something like that. That's possible. Maybe you left somebody out in the cold. Maybe you guys both left out each other in the cold. Whatever the situation is. So the dog in this particular Five of Pentacles is like barking like no, go, and get away from this, that sort of thing. So it's like it reminds me of that what was that it was like it's supposed to be like a cute movie, but it was fairly profound. Harry, was it Harry and the Hendersons? I think that's it. It's like that. There's like this scene at the end. I think it's like a gorilla or something. I can't even remember what the hell it was, but it's like this scene where it's like the dude from not 30 Rock. Oh my God, I can't think of things today, and I'm like bringing up these references. What's that show where they were all from outer space in the 90s? Yeah, well, anyway, whatever. So I mean, it's a sense of like where you have to let something go that you love, and it's like they're not going, you know, but you know it's for the best of everything. So it's like at the end, you know, the guy, I think it's a gorilla or something, and he's trying to set it free into the woods, you know, where it's more going to thrive better. But they're so attached to each other, so it's very difficult. So the main guy, you know, the human, you know, the dude that's releasing the gorilla, you know, he starts yelling, you know, at the gorilla, and he loves the gorilla, but he starts yelling, you know, to get the gorilla to go, you know, and go their own way, so that they find their path. And that's kind of what I get the sense of here, that it's like being forced to a split almost. We have the Four of Wands and the Four of Cups at the top here. And I think this is more about contemplation about what you really do want. The Four of Wands can definitely represent union, you know, for sure. All right, as in, you know, coupleship and you know, marriage. It can indicate like just, you know, living together, all those types of things. But it can also represent a new home, just a newfound kind of stability. So I feel like, you know, either way, it's like there's a lot of contemplation going on with this, about like what exactly you do want, you know, what kind of bonding, you know, binding, you know, because they're kind of bound here, you know, relationship do you want, what kind of home do you want, where, you know, what do you want to do, what kind of stability are you headed towards, you know, that kind of thing. Like I said, I feel like that is kind of what is going on, and you're trying to decipher that. We also have, you know, Moon in Cancer, but the Cancer symbol is very prevalent on this card, so you could possibly be dealing with someone that is a Cancerian or that type of energy. Then you have the Seven of Wands and you have the Knight of Pentacles. And I like the Seven of Wands very much, because this Seven of Wands isn't so much about like fighting off things, where it's like I can never tell sometimes in the Rider-Waite deck, you know, it's like, well, I mean, I can based on the cards around it, but it's not like an instant thing for me. Like I always have to study the Seven of Wands in a reading when I'm using like the regular kind of tarot deck, because he's very defensive, you know, and there's all these sticks coming at him, and I can't tell if he's like, you know, yay, you know, he should defend himself, or if he's just being too guarded because he's trying to stay on top of everything and only be the one that's like number one and that kind of thing. So it's really difficult. And this one, I like it because it's like, this is just like satisfaction to me. It's like satisfaction. And look at the wands at his feet, and he's standing on them. So it really kind of reminds me of like that posturing of I think it's Kali, you know, or like Archangel Michael does the same thing, you know, like they put their foot on the enemy, and the enemy is all these burdens. Here's these wands, and they're like at the foot here, right? So I think that's really cool. And they've picked up that one wand, like I said, you know, which is you know, just one gold, you know, that kind of deal. So I really like this card. I think it's on the way to victory. It's like envisioning, you know, victory for oneself. And with the Knight of Pentacles, which is another card of assessing a long-term plan. So I think it's really, really beautiful. It's like, you do have Temperance at the bottom of the deck too, with Knight of Swords and Two of Cups. Okay. So, you know, it's like, just take your time with things. Just realize, you know, I mean, if you're not familiar with the story of Pandora's box, and I don't think it's that extreme. I think Pandora's box is really off. Like, I think the myth, or I mean, it's like evil is unleashed on the world or something like that. So let's tone that down a bit. But the idea of like, if you open that box, you know, it's like, that's everything is going to come out again. You know, that's going to be a little bit of a burden. It's going to put you back here, and then you're going to have to start, you know, back from square one, and like all these things. So just be very careful of that. I don't see this as a huge like romantic spread, okay, but I do see it as a propelling smart as F type read. All right, like where you're kind of getting things together. All right, so I will pull a couple romance angels, see if there's anything for you down the road. Healing family issues fell onto the ground here. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So some of you know that sometimes they throw some weird ass patterns on us that it takes like a lot to recognize. So that could be something. And then you have you deserve love. You are lovable, and it's like, that archer like stance, it's like no, it reminds me of this, like maybe that guy, maybe he's gonna like carve like a kick-ass bow out of that wand that he's picked up or something like that, and point it at something, and oh yep. What is that archer pointing at? The soulmate card, and you have engagement also at the bottom of the deck as well, so soulmate and engagement, calling in your soulmate, all those good things. So it's like, patience, that's what I feel is needed here. It's actually really strong. It's like a really strong reading. I think it's kind of kick ass. So all right guys, thanks Scorpios. All my information is in the bottom of the description box. So thank you very much. All right, bye.